Hey guys, this is Miriam at High Life Auto. I am out doing a video test drive on a 2013 Dodge Dart that I know absolutely nothing about because I just got in it. Matt bought these last week and it's 17 degrees out and it feels like negative 800 million. But we're going to do video test drives because it's not getting any better. It's almost January. So this car's been running for like 20 minutes and so it's about as solid as it's going to get. But we will do the whole test drive thing. We'll look around it. We'll look on the motor. We'll take it for a drive. I'll tell you what I know. I'll tell you what I see, hear, think, smell, and feel. It's pretty much like a little test drive, but I'm not a mechanic. I don't know everything. I don't catch everything. I don't even know what half the stuff is. But so that's where Google comes in. That's where your mechanic comes in. That's where your expertise comes in. So I'll tell you what I know, and then you got to figure out the rest. And if you have any questions, then you can always reach out to me or whatever, and we'll go from there. So let me try and weasel my way out of the car in all my gear, and we'll take a look at this thing. All right, 2013 Dodge Dart, bright red, pretty decent looking. You've got a little divot thing right there with some rust, but it's not that bad. Tires are 40%, something like that. I can feel the wear bar, but it's kind of underneath there. Front tires are not as good as the back ones, probably. You know, if the back ones are 40, these are probably 35. You know, they're not bad, but they're just not as good. Other than that, it's just cloth. Looks like it's not super dirty, but it's not super clean either. But doesn't look like there's any major rips or tears or stains or holes or anything like that. It looks like maybe they had a dog. So if you're allergic to dogs, maybe not the best option for you. It's the SXT multi-air turbo, which, you know, whatever that means. It's got a backup camera, you can see that on there, but the back looks pretty decent. And this side, so really as far as rust, dents, dings, scratches, all of that goes, is really just that little part on the driver's side. And the front end looks pretty good. We'll get under the hood. So here is your motor. Started up this morning. It hasn't been started up since before Christmas, and today is December 29th, I think. But it sounds like it's running good. Auction said motor noise. You can hear that. There's like a ticking, maybe. Listen to that. They also said exhaust noise, so maybe that's like exhaust manifold or something too. I don't know. If it's not that, I don't really hear any other exhaust noise. But we'll listen for that and see what else we hear. Okay. And then we've got 145,000 miles on here. Tire pressure light, which I haven't checked any of the tire pressures yet, so that might be on, that might go off. I don't know for certain. You can check when you get here. Check engine light. I will post pictures of those codes, but auction said that it was O2 sensor codes, which if there's an exhaust noise, that would line up with that. So that is what I know so far. I'm gonna put my seatbelt on and go over here. So radio, figure out radio works. We just need to get a station. Okay, radio works. I think you've got some, I don't know, it doesn't look like a super fancy radio, but you've got some things. Let's see. I think you can connect your phone, at least for phone stuff. I don't know if you can connect it for, you can connect it for aux. I don't know if you can connect it for Bluetooth or not. I don't know. You can look into that, but radio works anyways. Okay. And turn that off. Down here, I know the defrost works, so that means the heat must work, but we will turn. You can see the heat is on at its highest. We'll turn this up and just make sure that it is blowing out. Let's see, this one, make sure it's blowing out hot, and it's blowing out hot. There's really no point in doing the AC. We can do it and see what it blows out, but it is so cold outside that I think anything that blows out is going to be cold. But, you know, we'll give it a shot and see what blows out anyways. Driver's side window works. Passenger side window works. Rear passenger side window works. And rear driver's side window works. So, all of your windows work. Let's see. Air conditioning. I'm going to say, let's see. Probably doesn't work because it's not blowing out cold and it's like 17 degrees out. So I should at least be blowing out what the air is outside. So there's a possibility I'm wrong. Don't take that as fact. But the heat works, and that's all that really matters in December, January. So don't take that as fact for right now, and check that out when it gets a little bit warmer. So we will go take it for a drive and see what we've got going on. And this should be just like a little 2.4 maybe. I think the darts were 2.4. You'd have to check me on that. But like I said, I have not really done anything with this other than get in it and warm it up and drive it. So, but it's got pretty decent acceleration. It's driving smooth. It's definitely a 4-cylinder. It doesn't have all the power that a V6 or a V8 would have. But it goes up the hill just fine. And we're to the top of the hill. We're in overdrive, so it shifted through all the gears just fine. We're going to put our cruise on and set. We have our cruise on at 62, which is too fast, but you know, it is what it is. I usually go too fast on these roads, but I haven't gotten pulled over yet, so I hope that there aren't any cops watching this, because then I'm sure they're going to be looking out for me and looking to pull me over. So, let's see. Left turn signal works. Right turn signal works. Windshield wipers work. And the windshield wiper fluid even works. And it's not frozen, so that's good. Brakes are good and solid. No grinding, no vibration, no pulling, no funny shenanigans. So it's actually running really good. Really, I don't see any major issues with the car. I think your biggest issue is just what the auction said. It's got the check engine light for the O2 sensors. You know, double check with me on the tire pressure light if that's something that bothers you. Most people it doesn't bother because, you know, if you look at your tires and they look low, then fill them up with air. It's kind of common sense. You know, we've had tires long before we had tire pressure sensors. But everything else seems to work. Auction said a little bit of motor noise. Really, it sounds like a little, you know, engine tick. It's a 2013. It's 12 years old. Almost 13 years old. So, you know, typical maintenance type thing. Doesn't seem like any major issue, but definitely something. If you want to check it out, feel free to check it out. Have your mechanic listen to it. But it seems like a good running car. Seems like it's doing all the things it's supposed to do. If you have any questions, feel free to message me. I will post those check engine lights on the pictures just so that you have them. And my phone number is 309-267-7200 if you have any questions. Thanks, guys.